Why are we here? For our veterans, right? For our lolos, our lolas, including the comfort women. So as we march through the street today, please bring your energy. We started today here at MacArthur Park. They held space here for over 300 days to bring awareness to the issue. So if our 60, 70-year-old at the time could hold space there for over 300 days, we can bring our energy here for a couple of hours. Good morning, family, friends, comrades, kasamas. My name is Stephanie Sajar, and I am the chairperson of Kabataang Makabayan, also known as KMB Pro People Youth. We are a progressive organization dedicated to raising the next generation's social consciousness through analyzing, organizing, and mobilizing in response to issues affecting our local communities, the oppressed people of the Philippines, and other pro-people issues around the world. I stand before you today as the granddaughter of Marciano Alvarez, a veteran who never saw justice. He passed away before I ever got to meet him, but I do know this. He gave a portion of his youth to the U.S. military to fight against imperialism that threatened his homeland. And to this day, my grandmother still carries his old U.S. Army ID with her as a reminder of him and his service. It serves as proof that his service was real, a fact that the U.S. government still refuses to acknowledge. Today is Veterans Day, and I march and I organize in honor of him. Out of 66 countries allied with the United States during World War II, Filipinos were exclusively denied military benefits. And 72 years later, we still have to ask, where is the justice? Where is the equity? This past week were the midterm elections, and while voting can offer temporary relief, I assure you that the true fight for true equity does not stop at just the polls. KMB is in the fight for the long run because we are here to smash these systems of oppression. As Filipino Americans today, we must challenge the 500 years of colonized mentality which preserves white supremacy. KMB Pro People Youth stands against racism, xenophobia, and misogyny, as it is this same racism, xenophobia, and misogyny that denies our veterans and their families full recognition. We will not be divided and pitted against other communities of color and allies. We will not be silenced. We will stand up. We will protect each other. We will uplift one another, and we will fight. In the words of the late Mang Peping Baklig, one of the founders of the Jfav movement, he said, "Nothing is free. You have to fight for your rights. And when you have that right, you have to fight to keep it." And we, all of us together, will carry the torch of the struggle. So everyone, if you can chant with me. 1, we are the people. 2, a little bit louder. 3, we want justice for our veterans. 1, we are the people. 2, a little bit louder. 3, we want justice for our veterans. 1, we are the people. 2, a little bit louder. 3, we want justice for our veterans. Thank you.
But it's our job at times like this as revolutionaries and activists to square up the reality that our leaders and our administration talk about with the thing that we see as communities of working class people and oppressed people, and see what they're really talking about and see what actually makes sense and if there are contradictions there. Because you have to ask, where's the dignity US Empire's oldest and most brutalized colonies being denied basic benefits and assurances that everyone else has been able to get entitled to, down to a racist law which says that you can fight for our...
It's important that we are here at MacArthur Park, because here General MacArthur is with his own park and statue, and yet he retreated while our grandfathers continued marching on and we captured...
It's Channel Islands here. I'm representing. Is my alumni from Cal Poly Pomona here. And not only that, the veterans have to pay out of pocket for their own medals. So today we continue fighting, and we continue fighting for a new bill that will be reintroduced into Congress. Use your power to reach out to your congressperson, reach out to your House representative, whether they are incumbent, whether they are new, and tell them to sponsor this bill. There was a time in the early times of this campaign, we were 9 votes away from getting this bill passed. And in 2003, we were 12 votes away from this bill getting passed. And today we are around 34 co-sponsors for this bill. So, I encourage y'all to use the power that you have as people to reach out to your Congress people and fight for our veterans, not just today, but tomorrow and the day after that, and after that until they get the rights that they deserve. Don't say no, no to my Lolo. Give them equity now. Don't say no, no to my Lolo. Give them equity now. 1, 2, 3. For our veterans.
Near and dear to my heart because my grandfather was a recipient of the Purple Heart. He was part of the Bataan Death March.
Her work is a reflection of the sounds and cultures she has exposed. She had been exposed to growing up in Los Angeles, as well as the musical world of her Filipino ancestors and beyond. Her productions incorporate the sounds of percussion instruments such as the kulintang, the kettle drum, and cowbells with rap and poetry. We're going to continue that tradition. We're going to start by putting our hand to our heart, listening to the heartbeat within ourselves, and we're going to do a slow clap together. And then after that, we're going to build up speed, and everyone's going to chant and cheer, and then up here the planning committee will say and raise our hands in Isang Bagsak, and then we all clap together as one heart. Together, and one down, and we move on to the next. All right, everyone, listen to the hearts, and let's begin.